Okay, great. Thank you so much, Prof Reddock, for sharing your time with me today. I'm really excited about the interview. I've been doing some reading about your career journey and just the role that sociology has played in your work that you do in both academia and the work that you are doing in the UN. So I think that is a great starting point for us today. If you could just speak to us a bit about the ways in which the discipline of sociology has influenced your work and your career trajectory.
Okay, well, what can I say? I think that growing up, I had a very strong sense of social justice. And I knew that whatever I had to do had to have some social component to it. So at first I thought about social work, and then I thought, no, I didn't think that I could deal with all of that, individual interactions. So I felt that sociology would have given me a larger frame from which to analyze and understand human behavior. However, very interestingly, I did not do sociology for my first degree. I did something that no longer exists at our university. It was called social administration, in that it was a core sociology degree, but then it related to the administration of social services. So I think that at that time, sorry, at that time, I felt that I needed to somehow still relate it to some social justice, social change phenomena. So I did social administration, but I still did all the courses in social theory, methodology, uh, and all the sociology of development and all the other sociology courses. But then I had to do courses, I had to do a 1-year placement in a social institution. And I chose the prisons in Kingston, Jamaica, which was quite an experience because I don't know, but Kingston, Jamaica has one of the highest crime rates in the world, probably second to South Africa.
Yeah.
Yes, and I spent a year in one of the oldest prisons, the General Penitentiary, but which was a maximum security prison. And then I also spent some time in a very minimum security prison, which was really amazing, that contrast. So sociology, therefore, for me, has always been adjacent to other disciplines. So that was my first degree. And then for my second degree, I decided that I didn't want to do pure sociology, that I would try to look at social policy. But I didn't end up doing social policy. I ended up doing a master's in development studies, which was really wonderful because it was multidisciplinary. I had to do like politics of development, economics and development. I had to do labor studies. I did courses in social planning and a number of other things. So that was really an exciting time for me, but also it was then that I got introduced to academic women's studies because the Institute of Social Studies in The Hague, where I was based for my master's, was just beginning to pilot uh, 2 courses in a program that was then known as Women and Development. And myself and one other friend from Colombia, we were the first 2 students to register for that course. So I was involved in academic studies related to gender and feminism very early. And I ended up doing my doctorate on a kind of historical sociology of women in my society. And it was a doctorate in applied sociology from the University of Amsterdam. So even though my experience in sociology has not been a very pure trek, it has meandered in many related fields, and I think which has really enriched my work. And therefore, my scholarship has tended to be very broad, which could be good or bad, in that my areas of research and areas of focus have been quite wide. And also, I am very open to interdisciplinary research. So I've also been part of interdisciplinary teams or led interdisciplinary teams into research in various areas. So I think the way in which sociology has influenced my work is that for me, the social is an important lens, and also it has influenced my work from giving me a broad vantage point from which to view the ways in which systems operate, how they are created and transformed, as well as to see the way in which those systems influence the lives of individuals and groups within societies.
Thank you for that. I think the broad vantage point is exactly what drew me to sociology as well. I myself initially wanted to do psychology, but the more I got deep into sociology, I saw the benefit of having this broader perspective into how society actually influences the individual and vice versa. But what I like most about what you're saying is just looking at how this journey led you into practice, policy, and then also like this interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary lens, and leading you into this route of applying gender across these. And I think for me, what's interesting is just the ways in which we can have the gender conversation on so many different levels.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead of just a single disciplinary focus on gender studies or women's studies, but the fact that gender actually exists on a multi-plane. Yeah.